that's all. Welcome the king of the dancehall. One bed, one floor.
Yes, sire, it's the undisputed king of the dancehall, Beenie Man, king of the dancehall from 1973. From birth, it was written, he is royal and he is dancehall royalty. This picture of Beenie Man in the ring, standing as the undisputed champion of dancehall and the king of the dancehall, still reigning undisputed, has inspired us to take you on a journey down memory lane with the king of the dancehall, straight from 1973 right back to the 2020s. So let's roll. Beenie Man possesses excellent performance skills and talent in the music industry. He possesses the distinct Jamaican tinge of reggae and dancehall fusion, create a unique urban sound that basically drew us all in with its magnetism throughout the 1990s and right into the 2000s. This major turnaround for Jamaican music was partly the creation of the Dr. Beenie Man, well known as a Jamaican DJ and dancehall reggae star. He succeeded in transplanting his popularity and Jamaican music into North America, Europe, and across many other continents. He's one of those rare and unique child stars who continue to reap success in adulthood, and we are extremely proud of this artist who has risen from stardom to superstar and megastar status. Beenie has managed to maintain his stardom from childhood to adulthood, and of course, today in 2020, that stardom remains intact. Beenie Man was already a veteran musician by the time he reached his early 20s. He was a lyricist, and of course he was a performer, always a performer, still a performer. He can dance, he can sing, and of course he can DJ, and of course those lyrics are just simply so sweet, and he can create them in minutes. Beenie Man creates music on command. He possesses a collection of music that ranges across all musical genres. The large range of music to which he was exposed has assisted him to move reggae and dancehall in exciting and fascinating directions without abandoning his true roots. From his youth days, way back when in those days, he was talking and singing and showing his DJ prowess. Beenie Man has stated that he was born to do music. Beenie Man was making music from he was a babe, what we call those little youth days. Of course, this is not an understatement. This is the truth, because Beenie Man has been a musician from the day he was born, king of the dancehall from 1973. He was called Beenie because he was slim and little in stature, of course. But when he opened his mouth, it was powerful. Let's look at Beenie in 2020.
Do you want to be that guy? Stop dancehall from rising high. Me ask them, do you want to be that guy? Stop the Jamaican flag from flying. Do you?
Beenie Man grew up in Kingston City, in poor neighborhoods, where, of course, many have been inspired to develop and work on their musical creativity. As Beenie has said, he cannot say that life in the ghetto is hard because there are certain things that you can do in the ghetto that you can't do anywhere else. The artist is simply down to earth. He has stated that the ghetto is the truth of life. Let's assess his early years and his musical connections. Of course, Beenie Man's uncle played the drum for reggae superstar Jimmy Cliff, and from Beenie's earliest school years, he showed unusual skill in toasting or DJing, of course, on spot, on command, impromptu. And of course, DJing is Jamaican. It's original dancehall style, and it's very similar to rap music, but of course, way more exotic. So often, you are inspired by your circumstances. You are inspired by poverty to grow and develop and reach for your dreams. By pursuing music, you actually soothe your soul with the rhythms of whether dancehall or reggae. However, many of our Jamaican artists, just like Buju Banton, Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, and many others, would have come from those early beginnings, those humble beginnings. But those humble beginnings would have taught them so many lessons, and it would have given them the necessary inspiration and motivation to work hard on those God-given skills. And Beenie Man has worked hard over the years and continue to excel and to do more to achieve his greatness. And he has so much potential. And as the years go by, he will achieve more and he will do more because he has a dream and he has the will and he is highly motivated to continue pursuing his music. Beenie had to attend evening school because he worked on his DJing and his toasting skills using his uncle's electronics array. At age 8, he won a national competition. Of course, we all know it as the Tasty Talent Show. This led him to fame. His single was called Too Fancy, and 2 years later, he had an album called The Invincible Beenie Man. Then, it also extended to the 10-year-old DJ Wonder, and he remains a wonder. He keeps us in total awe. His album was produced by Bunny Lee, and this brought Beenie Man wide public recognition. And during the 1980s, he recorded with various producers. It took several years off, and then he re-emerged as an adult. Beenie Man enjoyed several chart-topping Jamaican hits in the early 1990s. He worked in the style called dancehall music. This is an exotic Jamaican music, of course. And this music has been merged with the lyrical concerns of older reggae styles, among them spirituality. And of course, Beenie Man did enjoy some spiritual moments. Beenie Man will always be, and still is, our Jamaican dancehall reggae recording artist, top performer, superstar, Jamaica's mega star. Of course, he won a competition at age 8, and then he released an album titled The Invincible Beenie Man. And in the 1980s, he had numerous hits and many recordings in Jamaica in dancehall style with his phenomenal and unique DJing style in the early 1990s. And of course, in 1995, he had a US release of Blessed, which is a compilation of his Jamaican recordings. Then he later had a first US release of his original material titled Many Moods of Moses in 1997. And then he released The Doctor in 1998 and later released Art and Life in 2000. And this won him a Grammy Award. He had 2 Grammy Award nominations for Many Moods of Moses in 1998. However, he won the Grammy for Art and Life. Of course, the record label would have been Virgin American, of course. Political change and all those urban violence and all those changes in culture with modern technological influences, of course, the vocals fall in between singing and speaking, and the manipulation of that juncture is an important part of the exotic dancehall music. And of course, Beenie Man possesses all of these unique dancehall artistic styles. He has continued to supply us with a musical collection that is simply a delight to listen to. Ability to create musical sounds just with his voice. Sim Simma, Zing Ziggy Zing, all of these, that's Beenie Man. Just an awesome talent. He's sometimes seen as a successor to the greats, including the great Bob Marley. And of course, he has stressed many links and connection to this Jamaican star as well. He has stated that it may change, but it's still the same music. He has basically said that he doesn't care where reggae goes. It all comes back to one thing, and that is Jah. You have the high tempo, the remix tempo. But it leads you right back to Jah. So Jah gave us this music in Jamaica. Jah gave us reggae, and Jah, of course, gave us the inspiration to create dancehall. With his numerous hit singles, in 1993, Beenie Man came of age as a performer at the 1993 Reggae Sunsplash. His amazing performance on the Sunsplash Festival. Of course, Beenie Man was called multiple times for encores, and he had to return to stage to perform 5 times. And later, there was a DJ showdown with fellow star Bounty Killer, and this added to the publicity and recognition that he received. And of course, word of his talents began to circulate throughout Jamaica and across the world. And in 1994, Beenie Man landed a top dancehall DJ list both in America and New York City. At this point, this artist was set to conquer the world and to conquer the US market with his rhythmic music and flair. He has never moved away from his Jamaican roots. He continues to have hits after hits. These hits happened in the 1990s, and by the year 2000, Beenie Man had notched more #1 singles than any other artist in Jamaican musical history. In 1995, his CD titled Blessed was released on Island label, and this was a collection of Beenie Man's Jamaican recordings, and this was intended to familiarize and expose the North American artists to his style. It was also a fine and a fantastic introduction to dancehall in general. Beenie Man is a storyteller and a dancer, of course, a massive and a major and a world-class performer. He creates new dance steps to emphasize his words, and when you see him on stage, you simply want to just dance with the man. Of course, Beenie Man has been known to create new dance steps to emphasize his words. And of course, one of his hits titled Tear Off My Garment was inspired by a dance called the Urkel. And also this pointed to another phenomenal talent that the DJ possesses. He not only can create music on command and in an impromptu fashion, but he can create dance steps as well. And he gives us a performance that we can never forget. Unforgettable and simply memorable. He has a huge appeal with the ladies. And of course, reggae is not just a music known for an abundance of sensual symbols. But if you were to review Beenie Man's performance when he is in Kingston on stage, you will realize that the women are in total awe and they simply are drawn to him because of his magnetism and his mysticism. They are drawn to him like persons who are just simply drawn to sweet candy. Of course, he is the girls' them sugar. His hit, of course, in 1994 was all about sensuality, and this song praised the quality of women and a major big up to the women in the ghetto and their sensual prowess and amazing qualities and characteristics when they are loving their significant other. Many Moods of Moses, released in 1997, was a crossover album, and of course it had a popular hit, Who Am I? And of course the artist's first US release of an original material inspired the new stylistic range of dancehall, and of course it's even included some country style tracks, and the album won 2 Grammy nominations. That came The Doctor, and this one did not do too well, but of course in the year 2000, his fortune changed. And of course, he got better and his fame rose again. He was signed to a new major label contract with the Virgin label, and he released the album Art and Life. That album was basically a force to be reckoned with, a tour de force, and it featured guest appearances by Cuban jazz trumpeter Arturo Sandoval, progressive Asian American hip-hop star Wyclef Jean, rising hip-hop performer Maya, and even retro swingster Steve Perry of the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Art and Life took the Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album of 2000 and kicked off a successful US tour for Beenie Man. Beenie Man continued to work from his Kingston base in 2001 and to maintain his status as one of Jamaica's top artists, one of Jamaica's megastars. Of course, he's loved across the globe, and of course in the US, they have long wanted for his return to the States. Beenie Man has created a new period of popularity for the island sounds of reggae and dancehall from Jamaica. He's still young, and of course, he remains a force to be reckoned with. He has developed and grown over the years, and of course, Jah continues to bless the artist. Beenie Man will remain successful for years to come, and we have to applaud him for his amazing ability to fuse reggae music with dancehall seamlessly. His talent is a force to be reckoned with, and he remains, yes, he remains the undisputed champion in the ring of dancehall, and he remains the undisputed king of the dancehall. Yes, Beenie Man remains king of the dancehall, but not because of his dance moves, because they are phenomenal, but because he's a triple threat, of course. And of course he can dance, he can sing, and he can DJ, and he's able to fuse reggae and dancehall so seamlessly. And he's an entertainer. When he performs, you simply just want to stay in the moment and relive the moment over and over as you scream encore, encore for the great Beenie Man, the Doctor, the original, the one and the only king of the dancehall, Jamaica's mega star, of course, from 1973. That is the Dr. Beenie Man. Now like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your feedback down below. Let me know what you think about Jamaica's king of the dancehall, who rose to fame at age 10, who won a competition at age 8, and who continues to delight us with his amazing musical genius. Thanks for watching our review of the king of the dancehall, Beenie Man. Undisputed king of the dancehall, Beenie Man, the Doctor, the one, the only, the original, Sim Simma Zigga Zow.